Welcome to Fictional or True. I'm fictional, and today we're going to be doing, well, you could say the first or the second mini podcast of sorts, and I'm calling it Just Thinking. So the idea is I will be talking out loud, thinking out loud rather, and we're just going to see where it goes. Some days it'll be a very specific topic, other days it won't. Today it is very specific, and the specific topic is sofas. See, today I had to move two sofas. Of course, I had help. One does not simply move a sofa on their own if they expect to, keep their back and keep a nice carpet. So I was thinking, is there a better way to move sofas? Usually you have one person grab one end and the other grab the other, and you kind of move the best you can, work your way through the doorways, and it's difficult. Moving sofas is difficult. But what if there was an easier way, right? So as I think about this, I'm just going to, throw out ideas. Like, what if you put wheels on the legs? It would protect the carpet. You wouldn't have to pick it up. But the problem is always stairs, right? Stairs are what make it difficult. So what if you change the stairs instead? What if there was a different way of moving stairs? In physics, there's this idea of inclined planes, ramps. It makes it easier to move something if you extend the distance. So if we change the distance that the sofa has to move, make it move a longer distance to get up the same height, it's going to be easier to move. So if we make the stairs longer, it would be easier to carry the sofa up. But that requires modifications to every house just to move a sofa. So there has to be a better way. What could the better way be? So let's think about this. Maybe we put handles on the sides of the sofa. Again, you only have to modify the sofa. It'll be easier to hold. If you have this metal bar on each end, it's going to be much easier to carry, but we still run into the issue of the doorways. How many times have you moved a sofa and you go to move it, but then the doorway is too small? So you have to turn the sofa, and if you've got multiple people, like more than two, you just can't fit them all through the doorway. But what if there's a better way to do that? We could either make sofas thinner, but then you're going to have less cushion and less room to sit on it. So we'd have to make the doorways wider. But that's, again, changing every house. So maybe there's not a way to change that. Instead, we have to make it easier to rotate the sofa mid-carry. One of the things that's going to make carrying sofas easiest is if we make them lighter. So sofas should all start to be made lighter. Use lighter wood, kind of change the way the stuffing of the sofa works so that it's still just as fluffy without making it too heavy. I don't know exactly how to do this. I've never made a sofa, but I'm sure there is a way to make it easier to do. So we make the sofas lighter, but then we also put these handles on the sides. If you design a sofa so that it can be moved, people might be more likely to get it because an easier sofa to move means it's easier to redesign floor space. It's easier to pick up the sofa and move it, which also means more people will buy more sofas because they don't have to commit to the fact that once I buy the sofa, I'm moving it. I don't want to move it again because it's too difficult to move. So sofa manufacturers, if you're listening, make your sofas lighter, put handles on them so it's easy to carry them, easy to rotate them mid-carry. People will be more likely to buy your sofas in thought. No tests, no data on this, but they will be more likely in thought to buy your sofas more because it will be less of a hassle for them to put the sofas in their house. And it'll be easier for them to replace the sofas with newer sofas when their sofas get old. Yeah, that about wraps up my thoughts on sofas. They're great for sitting on, very comfy. They work great if you need a place to sleep, like maybe you're staying at your grandparents'. My grandparents had a wonderful sofa, but moving sofas is difficult. So if we make the sofas lighter, we put handles on them, we don't have to change too much, and it will make it easier to move a sofa. That about wraps up the thoughts. I'm repeating myself at this point. So thanks for listening to my Just Thinking mini podcast. This has been sort of the first episode, sort of the second, if you count my first video, my welcome video, as being a episode of this mini podcast. So, yeah, enjoy the strange ramblings on sofas and moving sofas. I hope to see you in my next Just Thinking mini podcast. This has been Fictional, signing off.